Hi, my name is James Stencil, and this is my wife, Jessica.
Hi. Okay. We're a military family, and so we're really used to moving a lot, and to an extent, we really enjoy it. It was 2023 though, and we had lived in three different states across the year itself. So it was really starting to like take a toll on us, and we had reached like a low spot in our marriage, and just sat down and kind of said, let's refocus on each other. Let's focus on our marriage, ourselves as individuals, and ourselves like the future family we want to establish. So we've said we really need to like intentionally seek God wherever we go next and put him first. So we packed everything up and headed to Southeast Georgia. When we got here, I remember very specifically driving into town for the first time, and we're looking around at all the places that you can have your oil changed and just like the many Dollar Generals, and we're taking it all in. And we get to a stoplight, and James looks over and he's like, "There's our church, Jessica. Like, it's not that hard to miss." And you just see in huge sign, Christchurch, Camden. It's like Hollywood sign, font size. And we laughed at it, but we had no idea of the significance that it would actually become in the future. We visit and we come in like the hurricane that we are, and this really tall guy approaches us, and he has a headset on but impeccable haircut, and I'm thinking, okay, it's giving lead guitar vibes, but we talk and it was so authentic and genuine. It felt like he was intentionally seeking us just as much as we were seeking the church. So he was sharing events about were going on in his life personally at the time, and again, the authenticity was just there, and for once it felt like we were welcome, but we were also being sought. So he wraps things up and he's like, "All right, I'll see you guys inside." And we had no idea who anyone was. So we headed in, and to our surprise, he wasn't like first soprano, but it was actually Pastor John.
Yeah.
So that like really resonated with us, and we've been like some of his biggest fans ever since, just based on that conversation alone.
It didn't feel like we were meeting like the pastor. It was like, just felt like a genuine like, oh wow, this guy's super cool. Like he could be a friend. And 2 minutes later, we found out like, oh wow, that guy runs a show around here.
Yeah,
So.
who knew? We took all the next steps too to get to know the church, and we were taking advantage of the platform that was given to us to really ask questions and seek out answers. It was something I don't know if we had been given in the past, but it's definitely something we didn't take advantage of. So when we learned what Christchurch Camden stood for, it was so much more than just an alliterative pun, but it was like, a group of people coming together to worship one God and to be supportive of each other, but also to seek each other out in the community and continue growing.
Yeah, and with this is the first time we've ever become, members or partners of a church. We both grew up in church, but we didn't really tackle that together in our relationship yet. And once we came in, and it's just kind of the steps, and we just fell into the spot where, we wanted to proceed. Like, all right, let's do what's next. And then before you know it, we were going to small groups, and we attended the partners class and became partners.
Yeah, and I had really prayed that God would give me the puzzle pieces that I needed just to kind of piece everything together, but it was very much like he provided those pieces. It was like, you need a preschool. Well, we're opening a preschool, and you haven't had a date night in 10 years. This one's on the house kind of thing. You don't have a village or a tribe around you. Well, here are, families and Sunday school teachers, friends, neighbors that are going to support you and love your children all the same. So it was really, everything was like coming together at that time.
Yeah, and being stationed in other places, we have never felt like community. Like, we've been to the big like Navy bases, and neither one of us are from Norfolk, and then we go to the next one and the next one, and it was just kind of like we were getting pushed along. But moving here, it was like the first time that we moved somewhere, and we were like, wow, this place feels like it could be our home. Like, this feels like a community. It doesn't feel just like they're just pushing us along.
Yeah, everything slowed down. And then everyone faces rainy days, but ours came just like out of the blue. I was 11 weeks pregnant with our third child, and in the blink of an eye, I found myself in the emergency room. So we're trying to understand what's going on and processing it all. I'm looking for colorful hope in a very medicinal and scientific type setting. They're telling me, your life is really at risk right now. And just for visual reference, the gestational size of the baby is like a ping pong ball, and you have a couple hemorrhages, but one is the size of like a grapefruit. So, the only thing that you can really do right now is there's no intervention. You just kind of have to wait and see. So I don't know very many women that appreciate the term, wait and see, but definitely as a believer, when you get dealt a wonky puzzle piece, it's hard to really like kind of figure out where that goes in the scheme of things. So in the months to follow, in the days and weeks, I really isolated myself just to kind of digest everything, to heal physically and adapt to like the restrictions that have been placed on our life, but also to mentally comprehend and digest everything. In that moment, though, you kind of step back and realize that it's the people that you surround yourself with, and it's the sermons that you listen to, the people that are next to you, and then the community itself that's around you, who can kind of step back and squint and tilt their head sideways and really see where those wonky pieces end up and the void that they fill.
We haven't had any real major, issues with our other children, and this being our third, we were kind of just going along with the process, and that really set us back and really made us take a look at things. And being here, we at least felt, at home and safe in like this community, where I know that if that had happened somewhere else, it would just, I can't imagine how alone we would have felt. And at least here we felt like we had people like on our team.
Yeah, like God gives you the wonky pieces, but he really was, knowing what we were intentionally seeking, he was providing us with those answers all along so that we could solve the puzzle in a little bit more ease. We name our children after important places to us that we find significant. So our oldest son is Afton. That's a mountain in Blue Ridge, Virginia. Our daughter's name is Granby, after the street that we were married on. And so it only made sense that we have a little piece of our puzzle and name him Camden as well.
Yeah, moving here, we wanted to be here long term. There's so many people come here and retire here, and that was our intentions. We moved here with intention of like, hey, this is going to be it. We're going to settle down, and as things have it, that's not going to be the case. So moving forward, we don't know where we're going next, but we know we'll be moving, and we wanted to take a little piece of Camden with us. So that was, dedicating our son's name to Camden County.
And he's a little living testament that sometimes wait and see can be better described as just intentionally seek and trust in God.